At the time, the majority of servants at the mansion were men. However, the ladies of the house all had Abigails, so there were several women servants, myself included. The maids, by and large, were selected from the daughters of other esteemed families. It was, you could say, a sort of training before they entered society. The girls would serve at houses even more powerful than their own. And the white-haired girl Mell saw the night before was one such maid. When he heard this, Mell could not sit still any longer. Oh, I really didn't think this through, did I? I don't even know where she is. I'm guessing she's probably Mother's maid. She's your sister's maid! She's so gonna be your sister's maid, not your mom's. Maybe. Well, what if 14-year-old have a maid in the 1600s? Maybe. Depends, I'm not for sure. Would a 14-year-old have a maid in the 1600s? That's actually an interesting question. Would they have a maid? White hair. It has to be the girl from last night. But deep down, he was having difficulty believing the young woman he had seen the previous night was truly here to be a servant. And can you blame him? When he saw her, she was an absolute mess. Hardly what you could envision from a girl of class. But he did not seek her to find out whether that was true. He merely wanted to see her once more, to ascertain whether what he had witnessed the previous night was real or his imagination. And he wanted to have an actual conversation with her. I don't want to run into Mother. That would be awkward. He was heading towards his mother's bedchamber, but the closer he drew, the heavier each step grew. He rounded a corner, debating whether or not to head back, and stopped in his tracks. On occasion, wishes do come true. Oh? When Mell turned the corner, he saw her, the same girl, that same white hair. Ah. She appeared to be cleaning the hallway. She traced along the wooden carvings lining the walls, making certain not to miss not even a speck of dust. The girl wore a pristine dress. The uniform had the mansion's Abigail's. Wait, okay, what is Abigail's? Like, at the time I'm recording this video, I still do not know what an Abigail is, and someone's probably gonna tell me down in the comments when I release episode 2. But I'm recording episode 3 before I release episode 2, so I still do not know what an Abigail is. Is an Abigail, like, a lady of the mansion? Like, is that what an Abigail is? The uniform of the mansion's Abigails? Like, are they the servants of the woman of the mansion? Are they the servants? Yeah, the servants of the woman of the mansion. That's an Abigail, right? I do not know what an Abigail is. There was no longer any filth to obscure her beauty. All that had covered her pure white hair and glass-like skin was no longer. The one thing that had not changed was her listless ruby eyes. Pardon me. Hearing his footsteps, the young woman raised her head. She caught Mell's gaze, and for a moment merely blinked at him in silence. Lord Mell, yes? Your father informed me of you. Did he? I guess I don't need to introduce myself then. I believe she made an attempt to smile, though it was difficult to tell, and she quickly dropped her gaze back to the floor. Flax and Ruby met... I don't know why, but when I said Flax and Ruby, all that popped into my head was the fucking song from Max and Ruby. It's been a while since I even thought of that show, Max and Ruby. Like, the last time I thought of Max and Ruby, it was for that shitty creepypasta for that show. God. Sorry, I made a reference to a show I watched when I was younger, Max and Ruby. If you don't know what that is, you're not missing much. It's just a children's show that aired like in the 2000s.
Fox and Ruby met only for the briefest moment. She seemed to be looking at both someone and no one at all. Everyone here truly has the most beautiful color of her hair. Did you have business with the mistress, Lord Mell?
Oh, wait, she's the mom's maid. Okay. She's the mom's maid. I thought she was gonna be Nellie's maid.
I can let her know, if you would like.
No, I was looking for you.
For me? Mell felt as though all the blood in his body had begun to flow backwards. He could not effectively describe the sensation, but in a word, it resembled panic. On his way to find her, Mell had come up with a number of subjects he wanted to talk about, and he generally had little trouble speaking with others.
He's definitely gonna fall in love with her. He's definitely gonna fall in love with the white-haired maid. He's definitely gonna fall in love with her.
He had had less experience interacting with women. This was true, but the time he spent around Nellie had kept him from stumbling too much. Until then.
Yes, for you.
Why would you be looking for me, Lord Mell?
I was wondering how you were doing.
Pardon? I'm quite fine.
Good. That's good to hear.
You fool, Mell! What are you even saying?
You have more important things to ask, like where she came from.
Or to tell her she has pretty hair and eyes. But I don't want to trouble her too much. Lord Mell?
Yes?
Sorry, you just suddenly fell silent. Was I in your way?
In my way? No, not at all. What are you up to?
I'm cleaning.
Well, yeah, I didn't even need to ask. Ah, you're cleaning!
Huh.
This is so awkward. You can just let the other servants take care of the cleaning.
What?
You're one of the noble's daughters we took in, right? Then why is Mother making...
No, I'm doing this because I want to. The mistress appeared to be busy, and I could not simply be idle. But I enjoy cleaning.
Well, if you say so.
Say, yesterday. This mansion is truly a thing of beauty. All the many roses in the garden. Even the furnishing has had a great deal of thought put into it. This family must have a wonderful sense of aesthetic.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Did she
just change the subject on me? Oh god, this scene is so embarrassing. This scene is so embarrassing.
I'm delighted to have been given the opportunity to serve at such a magnificent house. Mother and father actually had nothing to do with that. Not even the garden. That's all been around since my grandfather's time. This mansion was a complete wreck when he bought it. Oh, was it?
Yeah. Frankly, I'm surprised he actually paid money for it. The chandelier in the foyer was shattered, and only half attached to the ceiling. Most of the decorations on the walls were broken.
I can hardly imagine. This is marvelous. Impressive house.
This is a marvelous, impressive house, I'm sorry. I'm sure he'd be flattered to hear it.
My grandfather was a bit of an eccentric. He liked to do things people didn't expect just to watch looks of surprise on their faces.
I would definitely do that as a grandpa.
He was the kind of man who would buy a mansion that was beyond repair, just to give it a completely new life. Everyone who had seen the property before it was renovated was astonished. They regretted not taking the opportunity themselves, seeing the transformation it underwent. Huh?
I was just thinking that you're kind of like this house. What? What are you trying to say here? Mell, hold on, pause a second. Are you saying that you used to be a wreck before someone came into the house or something? Oh god, Mell, I don't know where you're going for, but are you about to say you looked like a wreck until you came to this house? Or something? Oh god, Mell, please don't do this.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, Mell, no! No! Don't do what you're about to do! That's a stupid idea! I mean, when you first arrived...
Oh, no, never mind. Forget it.
Dude, you already messed up by setting up that line. Dude, it's more embarrassing when you stop yourself. You should've just went through with it. You should've just went through with the rest of that line. Oh, God.
She'll figure out you were peeping on her, stupid. She hasn't yet, has she?
Oh, she knows! She knows! She's just gonna not tell you she knows.
Yes? It's nothing. The more I think about it, you and the mansion aren't really comparable.
No, you're onto something. You're onto something. You can't back down from that line. You can't back down from that line. You gotta ride and die with it. You gotta ride and die with it. You cannot go back on what you were about to say. You cannot go back on that.
Oh? The truth is, it being a rundown mess isn't the only reason nobody wanted to buy the house. They say... Oh! That all who dwell within this house shall be met with misfortune.
Like what's about to happen to you and your sister? Yeah. Yeah. By the way, that was a cool effect. Like, everything going dark, and then a flash image of a bloody, stained glass set. That was cool. That was stained glass, right? What we just saw right there? Like, kind of like the glass you see at a church? Yeah, that was stained glass.
Huh. Do you believe it?
I'm just kidding. It's not actually true. It's all rumors and hearsay, embellished to make the tale more exciting. The rumors only started because of how it used to look. If the mansion truly begot misfortune, then we wouldn't still be here. And it wouldn't explain how my grandfather died. Do you know how he passed away?
No. How did he?
What? Wait, pause! The music paused, so that was a great pause with the music, but what the fuck is that supposed to mean? What the hell is that supposed to mean? What the heck?
Inside a lovely lady. What?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Believe it or not, that was how he died. Together with a young, beautiful woman. Oh my god. His time ran out while he was making love to her, they say. I feel bad for that woman. I feel super bad for that woman. I feel super bad for them. I feel super bad for them. Oh my god. Just the thought in my head of a partner dying while making love to them, that just sounds a little bit... That just seems disturbing. Like, you're making love to them for one moment, and then the next moment, you're like, what the hell? They're dead! Like, that's just disturbing to think about. Just one moment you could be making love to someone you like, and then the next moment, they're dead! During the middle of the love. Rather crude way to go. Okay, he can admit that is not a great way to go. Even he can admit that.
But he was hardly misfortunate. What'd I tell you? Yes? Just so you know, I
promise I didn't inherit my grandfather's prosperity for such base behavior. Just needed to clarify that. Needed to clarify that. Honestly, I don't think you would. I don't think Mell had inherited that part of his grandfather. Not at all. Oh god. I am of pure body and spirit, dedicated wholly to my studies, so...
Hey, she laughed. My apologies. No, it's fine. Anyway, we were talking about the mansion, right? I've always thought it was kind of a strange place myself. That dress you're wearing, it was found here after my grandfather bought it.
Wait, she's wearing the dress that was found with the decaying mansion?
You don't see that kind of design around these parts, so I'm guessing it was probably imported. The architecture is really old-fashioned too, which must have caught Grandfather's eye. When he announced his plans to buy it, the entire family opposed his decision, but he refused to budge. Renovation upon renovation gave the mansion new life, but of all his work, he was most fond of the roses in the garden. He collected species from all across the world, and every time he got a new one, he would summon gardeners to arrange and grow them.
I am getting close to being on the hiccups right now. This is not an opportune time for hiccups. But I think I'm fine. As long as I keep it under control, I won't get into a fit of the hiccups while recording this game. Of all the games for me to get hiccups during, it had to be the one where I had to read everything for. Dang it. Alright, no, I'm fine.
It took incredibly long to complete. There were even some that wouldn't grow in the climate of this land, but Grandfather refused to give in. He truly loved roses. I really don't get how someone could be so impassioned about them. It's just embarrassing every time someone calls this house Rose Manor.
What are you talking about? Rose Manor actually sounds like a good name. I don't know what you're talking about, Mell.
Perhaps the roses were meant for someone.
What?
I am simply speculating. Roses make wonderful gifts, after all. Indeed, they do. If you like roses as much as Nellie, then you're welcome to go see them for yourselves. Pick as many as you like. If anyone asks, just say I gave you permission. Don't be shy. I'm sure it'll get tiring if all you do is work. No, I'm sensitive to sunlight.
Vampire?
Oh, that's unusual. Perhaps that explains why you're so pale. I had no idea. That sounds rough. And your skin is so pretty too. You don't seem terribly surprised. What? Oh, no. I'm very much surprised. Or would you have preferred a more dramatic response? No, I expected you to find it disturbing. I'm sensitive to sunlight, and can hardly spend any time outside. That makes me sound like some kind of demonic creature.
Oh, I feel bad now for saying vampire is my first impression. I feel really bad now. Oh no, I feel really bad now for saying vampire. Actually, I do apologize for that. I apologize for automatically saying vampire as soon as she says she is sensitive to sunlight. I'm sorry about that. You know, as someone who's actually really sensitive to sunlight themselves, I should not be making vampire jokes. Or could I? I am very sensitive to the sun because every time I walk out to the sun, second degree burns automatically if I do not have, like, an umbrella. For the sunlight. For sunlight, I sometimes have to use an umbrella for freaking sunlight. It's embarrassing to admit that, but yeah, sometimes I actually do have to walk out with an umbrella because sunscreen part of the time works, part of the time doesn't. Yeah, I have vampiric skin, basically. I have vampiric skin.
Huh? Oh, you worry too much. There's not a monster in the world as sweet as you. Yes? Are the other maids teasing you, perhaps? That black-haired one especially. She's, how shall I put it, a little frightening. Almost as if she has a steel heart or something. She's impenetrable. Right. She's one of Mother's maids too, isn't she? Now I'm even more worried. Since you refuse to follow my instructions, you're henceforth hellspawn. I can imagine her saying that. Oh, and again. I'm very sorry. No need to apologize. In fact, I'd wish you'd laugh more. She's actually very kind to me, and everything she does with incredible precision and efficiency. She looks so young, and yet she has such skill. How long has she been here? In the mansion? Actually, she's been here for quite some time, but I don't know exactly how long. Are they alluding to the maid possibly being immortal? Are they alluding to the maid possibly being immortal or something? No one knows how old she is. It's kind of creepy. I have never once considered her such. Sorry, you're right. It's bad manners to speak ill of others. Either way, she still scares me. It's like there's no light in her eyes, or like her smiles are all faked. That doesn't make her any less pretty, though. The conversation died. I have to think of something else to talk about. Oh, yes! You can ask me anything. Does the master, your father, Lord Mell, often retire from the mansion? I have not seen him around. Oh, yeah. Father frequently returns home. This mansion is actually our secondary home. Why do you ask, though? I was just curious. Nothing more. Yes? What is it? One of the maids asked to see me, so I should be on my way, if you'll excuse me. Alright. See you later then. Goodbye. Oh! Right, one moment! Huh? Since you're sensitive to the sun, I can pick some roses from time to time for you. For you to decorate your room. Lord Mell. That's all. Sorry for holding you up. Why am I so bad at this? Well, you took too much time studying the books. You took too much time studying the books rather than, studying society. You do not study society at all. That's why you're so awkward around people. You study books more than society. An issue that I need to solve for myself as well. She definitely thinks I'm obnoxious. I just want to hide under a rock. I want to reverse time and try this over again. Huh. Roses are not becoming of me. Oh. He is too kind. The forbidden romance has begun. I forgot there was a song every time the in-between stuff happens. Are we on the new chapter now? No, we're still on Find the Girl. No. Tranquil Days. Oh! Okay, we got to the next chapter. Tranquil Days, yeah. Yeah, the window screen up above changed the title's name from Find the Girl to Tranquil Days. That's so cool. I'm gonna be honest here, that is so cool. That is so cool. The chapter titles are appearing in the window screen. That's so freaking cool. You have my thanks, Father. And I apologize for being late today. Now, there's something unusual. You not being punctual. Maybe next we'll go a whole month without rain. Do have mercy on next year's crops, Mell. You hyperbolize, Father. Hyperbolize? What? What does that... What's hyperbolize?
Hyperbolize.
Hyperbolize! Oh! To divulge in hyperbole. What's hyperbole? Exaggeration. I should have known that. You know what? I should have known what a... Hyperbole is. I should know what a hyperbole is. Oh my god. So, it's to indulge in hyperbole, to indulge in exaggeration. Oh my god. I'm actually embarrassed now. I'm actually really embarrassed now. Come on. You hyperbolize, Father. So, did something nice happen? Huh? You look like you're in good spirits. Do I? Oh, nothing. Something did happen, didn't it? It's all in my face, isn't it? People prefer an open book to a face of stone. So, it is. People may prefer it, but it's not a good trait to have for social engagements. What? Not the kind of engagements you'll be having anyway. I'm sorry. Don't look so dejected. For now, at least, there's nothing wrong with that. So tell me, what has you in such a joyous mood, Mell? You torment me so, Father. We've taken on another maid. You know how that goes, right? Someone new comes and thinks it lively for a while. All the excitement has gotten to me. That's all. Oh no, the priest knows what's going on here. The priest knows what's going on here. He knows what's going on here. Oh ho ho! Why are you looking at me like that? No reason. No reason. So, what family does the little lady come from? Oh, I actually don't know. You don't know? I was going to ask her, but I missed my chance. Father has returned home, and I can't speak to Father. I see. She's caught your eye, hasn't she? Oh yeah, the priest knows what's going on here. Yeah, she has. But the truth is, you're more than just interested in her, are you not? What? No, I... You truly do enjoy tormenting me. Well, I should be getting home now. Mell. Yes? Make certain you find out where she's from. If you're genuinely interested in her, it's your responsibility to determine if she's actually suitable for you. Thank you. And excuse me. It doesn't matter if she's from an esteemed family or not. No! I'm not in love with her. I'm just interested. Oh my god. I'm not in love with you. I'm just interested in you. Mell. This isn't love. No. It couldn't be. This is me we're talking about. Besides, I hardly even know her. Young sire! Bless young sire! Alms for the poor! It's the same beggar as before. I don't think he's moved since then. But he looks skinnier than last time. Oh, that's not good. He's going to have trouble making it through the summer. I should give him something while I still have the chance. Alms for the poor! Have mercy! Sorry, but this is all I have to give you. Ah, thank you very much! Blessings upon you! May the Lord bless your soul, young sire. Thanks. I feel bad for him, but that's just the way of the world. Farewell. The skies are really clear. The sun shone fiercely down on the town that day. As was characteristic of the area, cloudy days and rain were frequent during the season, but the sun always took the stage of the day after a storm. Took the stage the day after a storm, yeah. I think I said that. I think I said that correctly, did I? The cathedral standing tall in the center of town, the stone-paved streets clacking with the pleasant sound of footsteps, the people peering out from beneath awnings to look up at the sky. In Mell's eyes, it was as if they were all blessed by a divine light. However, not everyone living in the same land was equally blessed. In fact, the blessed were far outnumbered by the forsaken. Even if their time would later come to be referred to as the Golden Age. Elsewhere, back at the mansion, Nellie was causing trouble for the Abigails. Oh no, Nellie, no. On a whim, she had decided to redecorate her bedchamber, so she gathered the maids and put them to work, shouting orders and demands and complaints. And she had not summoned only her personal servants. So she does have servants! The 14-year-old does have servants! I was wondering about that. Huh. So, 14-year-olds did have servants back in the 1600s. Okay. That's weird. That's weird, man. That's kind of weird. That's kind of weird, man. The child gets their own servants. That's kind of weird, man. But I don't know anything about, servants, masters. I don't know anything about that relationship. I only get my information from video games about servants and masters, so I really can't have too much of a say about that, but as a commoner as I am,
this whole concept is just still a little bit strange to me. I can understand it. It's just that I don't know too much about it because I'm just a commoner.
And she had not summoned only her personal servants, but others as well, including the white-haired girl.
No! Not like that! How many times must I tell you? The tapestry goes by the door! And I don't like the carpet's pattern! Is there anything else we can change it with? Hey! Who put this ugly vase here?
Nellie appeared to be rather irritated, and it was the servants who bore the brunt of her frustration. Though they found this similarly vexing, none of them showed it.
Yeah, come on, Nellie, come on. There's no need to be mean to the servants. There's no need to be mean to them. They're trying their hardest.
She was a girl who spoke her mind, a trait similar to that time in history.
Oh, a trait particular to that time in history? Oh, yeah, that's what that line says, alright.
Huh. Women of the Golden Age were so vivacious, in fact, that it inspired parody and satire in foreign countries. But no matter how hands-off her parents were, had Nellie been born a generation earlier, or a generation later, she likely would have not been able to act so free-spirited.
Oh, yeah, because it's the fucking 1500s. Yeah, it was not a fun time to live in that era. Yeah, it was not a fun time to live in that era. Definitely not a great time to live in that era. I'm gonna say that now. Not a good time to live in that era. Unless you were of nobility. It was not a great time. And male nobility, it was a good time. Everyone else, it was shit for everyone else.
That day, however, Nellie did not seem to be her usual self. Though she always spoke her mind, it rarely went beyond being childishly adorable. It was unusual to see her in such a foul mood, not even a smile on her face.
Ugh! Get rid of all of it! The carpet, that chair, the desk, it's all so ugly! Don't we have anything better? If we don't, then order it! Have it made! You can do that much, can't you? Hurry up and replace them!
Having only arrived that morning, the white-haired girl was unsure what she was supposed to be doing, caught in the middle of a flurry of maids and furniture and fabric. She chased frantically, scrambling Abigail's with her eyes, and made attempts to help, but not being familiar with the work, she only ended up getting in their way. She probably felt that everyone would be better off with her not in the room. So when the maids ordered to get new furniture made their way out of Nellie's room, she attempted to follow them.
You hold on a second! Yes, you with white hair!
However, Nellie stopped her before she could take her leave. What? The white-haired girl turned back, bewildered, to find Nellie smiling at her.
I can't tell if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. I feel like it's going to be a bad thing, coming from how Nellie's acting at this current moment. Though it could be a good thing. She might take a liking to the white-haired girl because she's new, or she's going to be doing something very mean.
The corners of her mouth turned up into a self-assured grin.
Oh no, Nellie's going to do something bad.
There was no trace of timidity or uncertain in her demeanor. Her flattened eyes seemed like they would look nice under the light of the sun. Almost the exact opposite of the white-haired girl.
I wanted to talk to you, actually. But Mother never was one to share. I asked her to trade maids, but she wouldn't have it.
Trade? You mean for...
Which is why I decided to completely redecorate my room. Because then I would need some extra hands. What? Wait, you did all this in order to get into the room alone with the white-haired maid? Just to talk with her? Couldn't you just encounter her in the middle of the hallway like your brother had? Rather than cause trouble for everyone else? If that was the reason? If this is the reason, couldn't you just, run into her in the hallway? Oh my god. Nellie!
But why?
Because Mother and Father refused to tell me anything. Why is that? Who are you exactly?
Where did you come from?
Tell me, what house are you from? Why can't you tell me? If we took you in, you must be from a fairly decent family. As a member of the Rhodes family, I have a right to know. Do I not? You can't expect me to welcome a girl into my home who won't even tell me where she came from. I don't know anything about you. I haven't seen you at any party.
I came from another country.
Another country? What country?
Somewhere very, very far away.
Oh? North of here? East? West? South?
South. It's south of here. I crossed the sea to get here, which is why we have never met before.
Huh. How far did you have to travel then? How many times did the sun rise? And how many stormy nights did you face?
Innumerable days and nights we sailed, heading ever further north.
Huh. So tell me. Late Nellie. That is a most wonderful painting. She just tried to brush me off. I won't let her get away that easy. Painting? It's in my room, so of course it's wonderful.
But that one's especially so. You're both so adorable. You, Lady Nellie, and Lord Mell. How old were you when it was painted?
Oh, it's a painting of Nellie and Mell. Huh? Ah, that painting! Goodness, yes. You have a good eye for art. It is magnificent, isn't it? This was done when I was 4, and Mel was 7. You see how we're standing right next to each other, holding hands? Okay, I should not judge, the painting, but still. Mel's eyes, though. Mel's eyes. I was too young to remember it very well, but Mel looks like he was really embarrassed. But standing there like statues makes for a boring painting.
Nellie explained brightly. Having completely forgotten she was pressed up against the white-haired girl, she did a little twirl, stopping to face the portrait.
I totally stumbled that line, hold on. One more time.
Nellie explained brightly. Having completely forgotten she was pressed up against the white-haired girl, she did a little twirl, stopping to face the portrait. Though many paintings lined the walls of her room, Nellie was most fond of the one of her and her brother. Two darling siblings standing side by side, the older brother smiling kindly, and the younger sister sweetly tilting her head, her cheeks the color of fresh picked apples. It was like the very embodiment of their happiness. A painting lies the subject's bare, fortune and misfortune, happiness and sorrow, enshrined on canvas for all to see. And this reflection is not merely limited to the point in time it was made either. Did you know, Master, that paintings are alive?
Don't do that. Don't do this to me. Do not do this to me. Do not do this to me. Oh god. That reminds me of a dream I had when I was younger from painting talking to me. I think it was the Mona Lisa. Yeah, I had a nightmare when the Mona Lisa was talking to me. I don't remember what she said, but I remember when I was little, I always had a sudden fear of the Mona Lisa. I don't have a fear of the Mona Lisa now, but when I was younger, I had a freaking fear of the Mona Lisa because of a dream where she talked to me.
They are drawn with a brush over an extended stretch of time, unlike photographs, which capture a singular moment.
So wait, the maid is aware of photographs. The maid is aware of photographs. She is aware of photographs. That's interesting. She's aware of photographs.
The two have their own individual merits, but a photograph is still, while a painting moves. Portraits reveal both the past and the present state of those they depict.
Mell and I have always been close. I would sing songs for him, and he would teach me all about all sorts of things. He's so smart. Nowadays, Mell hardly even goes on walks with me, making excuses like I'm an adult now. But we used to spend a lot of time playing together in the rose garden.
I see. The white-haired girl normally had difficulty smiling, but her lips naturally curled upward as Nellie reminisced. A vision of the two happy siblings had probably swelled up in her mind. And I imagine there was a faint trace of envy in her heart as well. Lady Nellie, you love Lord Mell quite deeply, I see.
Yes, of course I do. Mell's smart, and he's studious, and he's incredibly kind. For my birthday, he gave me this wonderful rose necklace. The jewelry shop he got it from is famous because even the royal family makes commissions from their workshop. But who was the royal family in 1603? James VI and 1st, James Charles Stuart, June 19, 1566 to March 27, 1625, was the King of Scotland as James VI from July 24, 1567, and King of England and Ireland as James I from the union of Scottish and English crowns on March 24, 1603, until his death in 1625. The kingdoms of Scotland and England were individual sovereign states, with their own parliaments, judiciaries, and laws, though both were ruled by James in personal union. James was the son of Mary, Queen of Scots, and a great-great-grandson of Henry VII, King of England and Lord of Ireland, and thus a potential successor to all three thrones. He succeeded to the Scottish throne at the age of 13 months, after his mother was compelled to abdicate in his favor. 4 different regents governed during his minority, which ended officially in 1578, though he did not gain full control of his government until 1583. In 1603, he succeeded the last Tudor monarch of England and Ireland, Elizabeth I, who died childless. He continued the reign in all 3 kingdoms for 22 years, a period known as the Jacobean era, until his death. After the union of the crowns, he based himself in England, the largest of the 3 realms, from 1603, returning to Scotland only once, in 1617, and styled himself King of Great Britain and Ireland. He was a major advocate of a single parliament for England and Scotland. In his reign, the plantation of Ulster and English colonization of the Americas began. At 57 years and 246 days, James' reign in Scotland was the longest of any Scottish monarch. He achieved most of his aims in Scotland, but faced great difficulties in England, including the Gunpowder Plot in 1605, and repeated conflicts with the English Parliament. Under James, the golden age of Elizabethan literature and drama continued, with writers such as William Shakespeare, John Donne, Ben Jonson, and Sir Francis Bacon contributing to a flourishing literary culture. James himself was a talented writer, authoring works such as Die Monarchiae 1597, The True Law of Free Monarchies 1596, and Basilicon Doron 1599. He sponsored the translation of the Bible into English named after him, the authorized King James Version. Sir Anthony Weldon claimed that James had been termed the wisest fool in Christendom, an epithet associated with his character ever since.
Since the latter half of the 20th century, historians have tended to revise James's reputation and treat him as a serious and thoughtful monarch. He is strongly committed to a peace policy, and tried to avoid involvement in religious wars, especially the 30 Years' War that devastated much of Central Europe. He tried but failed to prevent the rise of hawkish elements in the English Parliament who wanted war with Spain. He was succeeded by his second son, Charles.
Alright, so this was the monarch during the time of Mell and Nellie's story in the house of in the house in Fata Morgana. I almost fricked up the name of this game. I apologize for that, but yes, that was likely the monarch during the time of this game.
So he had to have ordered it months in advance. Just for me! He's a prince. Oh? He's pretty charming, wouldn't you say? That's why I call him my prince. But you know what? Mell is a terrible dancer, and he still hasn't gotten his feet on the ground yet. And he's so bad at interacting with girls. So there's no one else who would say that about him. He is quite the gentleman. I assume women would be drawn to him. Gentleman? Have you met Mell already? This morning. Briefly. Oh. That reminds me. Mell seemed to know about her too. What do you think about Mell? As I said, he is a gentleman. That's not what I mean! Don't think I'll let you get away with putting any funny ideas in his head. What? Mell is too trusting. He's pure of heart, so I won't stand for you trying to take advantage of him. I would never. So you say, but you actually want to get close to him. I wouldn't dream of it, Lady Nellie. He is a man far beyond my reach. You aren't planning on doing anything, are you? Not at all. And you don't have any romantic feelings for him, do you? What, Well, do you? I have no romantic feelings for him, Lady Nellie. And you won't develop any? I will not. And with that, Nellie gave a wide, satisfied grin. Even though one has no way of knowing how another truly feels, or how they might in the future. You wouldn't, would you? Now that I think about it, there are plenty of other boys. You getting together with Mell is downright absurd. Indeed. But anyway, back to what we were talking about earlier. Your family, I almost forgot. You haven't told me exactly where you are from, or anything about your... Oh? Lady Nellie, I brought a new carpet. Just look at that embroidery. The work of a true artisan. I'm simply in love with it. Surely you will find it to your liking as well? Wow, you're right. That's a Florentine stitch, isn't it? Florentine stitch? Oh! That's what that's called. Oh, that's what that's called. Yeah, I know these rugs. Yeah, that's what they're called. Oh! But wait, what exactly are they? Florentine stitch. Florentine work, also known as margello, is a popular form of needlepoint. It forms zigzag patterns, referred to as flame stitch, and is always worked in lots of different colors. Florentine stitch consists of a series of stepped vertical stitches worked on canvas, typically over 4 threads. Florentine stitch. I wonder whether someone mimicked the style, or if it was imported. Either way, a great find. Let's hurry up and get it laid out. Oh, and we'll have to see how the colors go with everything else. We have to finish redecorating quickly so I can show Mell. He'll be super surprised. What wonderful taste you have, Nellie. When the other Abigails returned, so too did the bustle within Nellie's room. As the white-haired girl watched, a faint smile crossed her lips. Perhaps it was from relief at having escaped Nellie's inquisition. Or perhaps... Or perhaps what? Ah, Nellie, I'm back. Did you eat something you're not supposed to, dearest Mell? You're unusually cheerful.
Did you eat something you're not supposed to?
I'm the same as always. Anyway... Never mind that, dearest Mell. Take a look at my room. I redecorated it today. So, that's what you've been doing, hiding away in the house all day, Nellie. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I read that line correctly. I'm sorry. I was just double checking. My mind was not keeping up with my own talking. I apologize. How's that any different than what you were doing? You were in the church all day. I guess. I will look at your room, I promise. But first, do you know where the new maid is? Huh? No, don't get any strange ideas. I just haven't yet had the chance to introduce myself. And I thought I should, as a member of the family. Except you have! And I know it! Being the eldest son, it would be shameful if she were to pass me in the halls, not even knowing who I am, so... Don't ask me. What? But you're in the house all day. She attends to Mother, so why would I know where she is? Though she did help redecorate my room. You made her help? That's work for the men servants. There was no reason to make the maids do it. Oh, so you're saying I should invite a bunch of men into my room?
Nellie!
I go into your room all the time, Nellie. And you're in my bedchamber just this morning. Only one man is allowed in my bedroom, dearest Mell, and that is you. So unless you become a servant, which I will not stand for, I will not ask any of them for help. Oh, Nellie. You ought to be a little more... A little more what? If you're going to lecture me, I will hear it! What am I going to do with you, my little lady? What? Why are you looking at me like that? We talked about you, dearest Mell. And I'm not gonna tell you what she said. About me? What did she say? Huh. Please, Nellie. She said... Oh no. Nellie, what are you gonna say? She said she has no romantic interest in you. Why did that even come up? Because we're both girls. We talk about things like what kind of boys we like, and who's the most handsome. Why do you look so downtrodden, dearest Mell? You look like a sad little boy who can't get his crush to know him. Jeez,
there's a lot of reading this part. There's a lot of reading. I promised myself I would not do this. I promised myself I would not complain about reading.
That face is unbecoming of a prince, Mell. Are you interested in her? That's strange. You haven't even met. I am not. It's just depressing to find out that someone you've never even met, doesn't like you. That's all. Oh? If I'm going to make my move, I must do so soon. I don't have much time. The master of the house isn't around, so next in line would be him.
Oh?
That painting.
Oh! What is the new maid thinking? What is the new maid thinking? The house in Fata Morgana.
Ooh, things are gonna get really, really intense.
Okay.